Hi there, my name is Kelly Ripa, and I'm thrilled to be joined by Sofía Vergara, who needs no introduction.
Thank you to Little Market. Thank you to you, Kelly.
We're going to talk about, in celebration of International Women's Day, we're going to talk about lifting women out of poverty through economic empowerment. I became familiar with the Little Market through my friend Elsa Collins, who has an organization called This Is About Humanity. And she, of course, introduced me to the candles and totes that are made by the artisan women employed by the Little Market. And they've been able to donate $60,000 to separated and reunified families through This Is About Humanity. It's incredible work. It's very important work. And I know, Sofía, your work creating financial opportunities for women is very dear to your heart. Why is that so important to you?
Well, it's been very important for me to create opportunities for women because it's so important to give them the same financial opportunities as men. When we invest in women's financial security, everyone wins, everyone benefits. Them, their families, society in general. And, the sad thing is, unfortunately, millions of women around the world still don't have any access to financial resources, to financial help.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. It's not great news, but there is good news about women and what happens to them when they're able to work and work in a safe environment and earn money. Tell us about some of that good news.
Well, what is great when women are given the opportunity is that to be financially independent is that once they have that freedom, they feel more confident. We feel more confident in ourselves, and we're able to invest in our families, in our communities. It's like when women are successful, it's not all for them. They're trying to make their kids go to school, get a better house, help everybody else around them.
Women face so many barriers when it comes to setting up their own businesses. What are some of the barriers that you've experienced or that you know that women experience when they're forming their own businesses?
Barriers that women have when they are trying to get their own business, I think is very hard for women to set up their businesses. They don't have much access to funding. Can you believe that only 58% of women in the world have access to bank accounts? So imagine trying to start anything, a business without a bank account. It's almost impossible. So that's why we need to support them and help them.
Can you tell me a little bit about Kiva and how you got involved and what that is?
When COVID happened, I knew that I wanted to do something to help the most affected. And the most affected were, women and minorities. And I knew that partnering with Kiva to launch the Global Fund was the way for me to do it, because Kiva has an amazing, knowledge about microfinance, and they have so many resources that I knew that they were going to be able to help these people. And so I thought this was like the perfect thing for me to do.
They have this very interesting business model, and I'm not very knowledgeable about it, but can you explain a little bit about why it works and what about it appeals to you?
I have been a long-time supporter of microfinance, and I have seen how successful it can be, and especially for women, for female entrepreneurs. I love that Kiva is not just like a donation that they give or a charity. It's all the money that we raise goes directly into the hands of the small businesses that are struggling. So it's amazing. It really works. We know it works.
So it helps through the entrepreneur level, like from the base of the business.
Exactly. It's not giving them a charity, it's helping them rebuild their business, start a business, their independence.
Because, it's so funny. The more women I speak to, it's often the same discussion, no matter where they are on the socioeconomic level, no matter where they are education wise, no matter where they are, every ethnicity, every culture, there's always this, how do I get started? How do I set up shop, if you will? And I've been I marvel at how resourceful women are, and how they make something out of nothing, right? Like think about all of our moms over the years, like how they were able to pull rabbits out of the hat with nothing, right? But there are so many people watching this at home that want to help, right? How do they go about helping? What's the best way that somebody at home watching this can help women entrepreneurs?
One of the best things that anyone can do is understand what Kiva is, because Kiva gives female business owners the resources to keep their businesses running, and that proves that makes their lives and the family's life immediately better. We were set up to raise $50 million to give to these minorities and these women, and we have more now than $100 million. So it's been unbelievable. Kiwa is able to provide help to those that don't get help from the government or the small banks.
And so the people watching this, they can go and they can donate money.
Yes, I mean they can donate money. I wouldn't call it donate. They're borrowers.
Uh-huh.
No,
I
no,
see.
lenders, right? Lenders. My
Lenders.
English, lenders. And so they can lend the money, or they can get it back, or they can just, yeah, I guess they can just donate it. But it's interesting because it doesn't have to be millions of dollars that you have to give thousands of dollars. You can give $25 and you're doing something.
So, Sofía, you've been talking about microloans, and I'm so ignorant as to what that is. I'm not a finance person. I'm not a small business owner. So I Googled a microloan. So it's basically, you can borrow smaller sums of money. It's working capital. You can use it to make your products, and then you sell your products, use that to repay your loans. And they're mostly available through not for profits.
Nonprofits.
Yeah. It's really interesting when you read up on it. It's a fabulous way to secure a loan if you are a woman
Well,
who
yeah,
has.
because people, some of these women, they don't have access to banks. They don't trust them to give them, loans that they need. The government doesn't help them. The local banks don't help them. So this is the only way for them to get this money that they need through organizations like Kiva.
And it's really interesting. I mean, you can use it for, inventory and supplies, machinery and equipment. Basically, it's like a loan that provides full service for whatever your needs are, and then you can pay it back. It's really interesting.
Whatever you need to keep you going,
Hmm.
and or to start something that you want.
And they're geared just for this. I mean, that's what
Yes.
these are used for. It's really fabulous. There's a girl from Somalia that lives with us and has been since Trump has been in office. She's now living in Boston getting her master's degree. What she was saying was, in Somalia, her country, Muslim majority, she covers and all of that. But when you achieve an education and when you become financially independent, that is your power. In her country, that
Definitely.
is your power. And so I found that so rewarding to hear her say that, because you often think of certain parts of the country as maybe there's no freedom, no liberty. But sometimes your education and your ability to build a business and to have financial independence becomes your power. That becomes your freedom. And it's a fascinating concept, and to know that there are companies like Kiva that not just provide loans, but microloans and opportunities to own shares of things or fractions of things. And it's starting like really at that grassroots level to lift people out of poverty in that way, in a way that they can possibly conceptualize. And because sometimes it all becomes too big, I think, maybe the business aspect of things,
That's why exactly why I've been so obsessed with the whole microfinancing thing, because like, I come from a third world country where women, because they don't have the possibilities to have one dime in their, in their wallets, they have to stay with abusive men. They have to, because they have kids. Where are they going to go? How do they save, their kids that are being the ones that are being abused? They can't. And to help this woman with just helping them get a little bit of control of their lives by having, that money, that job, it's unbelievable. That's exactly why when we say that it doesn't change just the life of the woman, it changed the life of the whole, family and the community. It's like, it's unbelievable what you were saying, that that's all they need. They just need to be, independent.
It really is, because that is the freedom. And I'm so lucky I'm American, and so I always think of myself as so fortunate to have this freedom sort of bestowed upon me just by my place of birth. But so many places do not have that. But even here, even in our country, women can be dependent upon their circumstances just because they don't have access and an ability to lift themselves out of poverty. So that's why these things are so important. I just think it's a wonderful thing that you shed light on, you use your platform for, because you have such tremendous reach, and so many people look to you for guidance and for hope, and as an example of what a success story is, and I know, because we go back a ways. I know that you have worked so hard for everything that you've gotten, and so it's been so beneficial for you and your family, and for all of the people that know you. And I think it's great that you pay it forward this way by shining light on this organization the way you do.
Thank you so much. Makes me want to do more.
Yeah, I mean, it's like endless, right? Once you like scratch the surface, there's so much.
Yeah.
And people, if you are watching from home, your computer, you can go to Kiva's website. You can make a loan, or you can check out the Little Markets products, which also go such a long way for so many different organizations. It really is, I have to say, one of the great blessings in my life has to become familiar with the Little Market. It's really a great way to feel good about shopping during a pandemic. I always feel like I'm very mindful, and I always feel very guilty when I'm shopping. But as long as I feel like it's benefiting other people, then I don't feel so guilty about it.
Definitely.
Right? Well, I really appreciate you being here and telling us about Kiva, and I'm so personally impressed by you, knowing you for so many years now. Not just the way you entertain us all, but the way you run your business and your life, and you think about other people, you care about other people, and I celebrate you for International Women's Day, because you really are an extraordinary woman.
Thank you so much, Kelly. Big kiss. Thank you for having me here. It's such an amazing opportunity for me to be able to keep promoting Kiva and to be able to help all these people. Thank you so much for having me.